Hi everyone, Connie Douglas here from Great Stamping with Connie, and today I have a cute little box tutorial for you. I started doing this just with photos, but a couple ever so slightly tricky bits, so I thought a video might work better. So we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 6 3/4, and I'll just bring in my scoring board here. And starting with the 6 3/4 side across the top there, you're going to score at 1 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. Whoops. Okay. You're going to turn it counterclockwise. You're going to score at 1 inch and 3 1/4 inches. And then you're going to score just down to this second score line here at 1/4 inch and 4 inches. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've turned it counterclockwise to do those scores, because this piece is 3/4 of an inch and this piece is 1 inch, and if you do it backwards, your box will have a gap. Ask me how I know that. Trial and error. It's great stuff. Okay, we're done with that. Now, we need to do some trimming. So, we are going to trim on an angle. I'm on the 3/4 inch side, so we're just going to cut on an angle up to this first score line. And we're going to cut a fairly wide angle on this side up to it, and we're going to take that piece right out, and we're going to do the same thing on this other side. The reason I cut these angles is because the box just closes better if you don't have the big squares. The cardstock fits in nicer. We're then going to cut a little bit of an angle on both of these next edges. Okay. And this piece with this little narrow score line, you're going to take right off. So that inside flap is just a little bit shorter. I'm going to cut a small angle on this tab and straight up along this one. And same thing down at this end. I'm going to go straight up across this large tab, a little bit of an angle here, and a little bit of an angle on this side. And the reason we cut these angles when we're making boxes is because it just folds together a little bit nicer. Sometimes it can get a little too bulky if you don't take a little bit extra off in your corners. Oh, so there's my angles, and I'm going to take this narrow piece off again. Oh, and then a small angle here, and straight up on this one, and straight up on this one, small angle on this edge, and a small angle on this edge. I'll get rid of all these little bits here. There we go. Okay, clear this stuff out of the way. So that's how your box will look, and then you're going to take your bone folder. Bone folders are a handy tool when you're making cards. You can get a really nice crease on your fold line, but when you're making anything 3D, you really want crisp creases so that your box comes together nicely. So a bone folder is the tool that you want to have when you're doing anything 3D. You can also use it to curl paper. It can work as a letter opener when your envelopes stick together, and lots of uses. But it's fantastic for making nice, straight, strong creases, which is really helpful when you're doing 3D. There we go. So that's my box kind of folded up. This one I'm going to decorate with some Designer Series paper. So I have cut some pieces from the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper, and this is 2 1/8 by 1 7/8, and those are going to fit in there. And the other pieces I have cut at 1 3/4 by 2 1/8, and they are going to go into those pieces. So we're just going to start sticking these down. I have grabbed my Stampin' Seal Plus, which is one of our new adhesives. It's stronger than just the regular Stampin' Seal, so it's great for doing 3D items. I do have a sample that I will show you where I've used tear and tape so that you can see exactly where I'm putting it. Might be a little bit difficult to detect on the video when you can't really see this once it's on. It's there, and it's a nice strong adhesive, so it works well for 3D items. Okay, so, whoops, pulled up the paper a little bit with that one. Get that off of there. Okay, so there's our decoration on the outside of our box. And here's another one that I have in progress. You can see I've got the tear and tape on the outside. My box is going to fold in this way. So I've got the tear and tape on the little tabs only. So we'll just put some of that onto here. Okay. Now, to fold up your box, you're just going to put these tabs in, and your large piece will be on the outside. We'll just fold that into the corner, and the same on this side. And these tabs as well are going to go on the inside. So we will fold those in, squaring up our corners as we go. Now, you may need to do just a little bit more trimming on your angles here. This box is going to go together just like that. Oh, this one fits perfectly. The first time I did it, I had to take a little deeper angle on my edge just to get it to fit together nicely. So, another thing that you may want to do, I've used this flower punch. You can use a circle punch, a small circle punch if you have one. Oh, should have done this before I put it together. So I'm just going to grab my 1/2-inch circle punch if you have one of these in your stash. This is retired now, but used to be available. I'm just going to add or punch a little notch out of there, and then it just makes it a little bit easier to get your tab in and out. So there's our box. We can finish it off with some ribbon. I'm using this copper ribbon to go with my copper paper. And I'll just do a bow with this. Bows on camera, always tricky. We'll see what we can do here. There we go. And we'll snip this off. And there you have it. It's a cute little box that's quick and easy to make. You can decorate it any way you like, and you can pop a little treat in there for someone. Here's another one that I made, and this one I didn't decorate the outside with designer series paper, but I did put this great big poinsettia on the top, which I love this poinsettia dies. So if you haven't checked those out, they're in the mini catalog. And you can see I just popped a little treat in there. So that's ready to give to someone. So there's today's tutorial for you. I hope you'll try these boxes and have some fun with some paper crafting. And don't forget to use your bone folder to get nice crisp lines and a nice even solid crisp corner for all your boxes. Have a great day, everyone. Happy stamping hugs.